himself because he had to sell out to get where it is.
That's it.
You know,
constantly chasing that feeling.
It's a high.
Yeah,
you know, it's like heroin is crack, is money. You know, people get fucking addicted, man, and they always chase it. That's why you have Jake say more money is more problems. Man.
Right.
Yeah. And where the scripture says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil."
That's right.
it. So, hey, the love of money, man. You sell your soul for money. Hey, like YK Osiris. You know, life ain't all about money, cars, goes, and hoes, man. You know, you signed on the third line, you sold your soul. You sold your soul. You sold your soul, man.
And it's true because guess what? Because of money, a Jake will smoke his mum.
Yeah, man.
Like because of money, a Jake will ride on the niggas.
Or plug in his man for the inheritance.
Or go and sacrifice their kids then. You know, hey mama, I know I act the fool. You know, you have this guy, Kanye West, which Jake acting like he's Moses. He sacrificed his mum, man. You know,
and that's why he's got all them demons on him as well.
R. Kelly. Mom, son.
Oh yeah, well he was spinning around on a skyscraper, talking about he wants out.
You
know, and his mum was in the music video. Oh son, you know, he was like, you know,
because he sold out.
He fucked up.
Quick one. This is Proverbs. This is Proverbs 16:16. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold?
Come on.
How much better is it to get wisdom than gold and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver?
Chosen.
Why is that? Because the wisdom and knowledge shall be stability in that time.
That's the real riches.
That's why
the fear of the Lord is his treasure.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So that's why it's better. So that's why it's better. You don't like to say it's better, isn't it?
It's better,
So why is it better?
So what?
Why is it better? I mean, you know, it sounds nice. No, it's better because when that time of destruction comes, we're going to be good, Lord willing.
Precept.
Go ahead.
Matthew 16 and 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.
That's right, man. It has to be that way, man.
You gotta deny yourself.
It's a sacrifice. You know, it's sacrifice, man. Everything's about sacrifice, man. Yahushua during the time of Solomon had everything, bro. He had all the chicks, them. He had a strong army. He had all the kind of wisdom. When he came back as Yahushua, you know, he just had his truth, his wisdom, and a job to do, man. You know, even remember when Hosanna, you know, when they brought the palm leaves and tried to put him on a stallion. He was like, nah, man, it ain't time yet, bro. You know, I'm about my father's business. And he came in an arse.
That's what I'm about to say,
You know, which is prophecy, you know, from Zechariah. You know?
Yahushua, he can manipulate elements. You know, and Apostle Tahar just did a video on Yahushua at the governor's feast, and he changed water to wine. He said to his mom, my hour has not yet come. So he weren't on, they tried to make him a king back then. But he weren't even on, look man.
The scripture says the people was ready. Look, look, man. You gonna be the king. It was like that. They said the people they're gonna grab him to put him on a horse to make him king, and he said nah. He had to weasel his way out of the crowd because they were so ready to do it. You know, but then when the time came of his capture, he said, look, man, I can call legions down, but it's all right. I'm gonna take the L because I need to take the L. I have no choice. It's prophecy. But guess what? When he comes back, bro, it's a different story.
That's it.
Many crowns upon him.
As a man.
That's it.
That's right.
It says, for whosoever shall save his life shall lose it. And
I want to live, you know these Jakes, man. You know, it's like every nigga you chat to, it's all they want to talk about is money, bro. You know, it's the next step. You know, I've got to find the next steps. You know, I just got to make it. It's slavery, but you can't be angry about it. You just got to just don't complain about slavery. Just get on with it. Go ahead.
And whosoever will lose his life for my sake.
Can I just say something, man? Because these niggas complain about it don't change nothing, right? So they might as well just get on with shit, right? Well, guess what? If you complain to the Heavenly Father, Heavenly Father will hear you, man. Ooh, you know? Because it's only, hey, there's something we can do about it. But the Heavenly Father can. Okay, the Heavenly Father's the ones that can deliver us from this fucking hell that we live in, man. But guess what? You niggas are not turning to the Heavenly Father. You're turning to Esau to get you out your own situation. You know, you can't go to Satan and say, look, Satan, man, you know, help me out.
And guess what? You know? It truly proves our people are homeborn slaves, man. How you gonna get a Jake curse you out for cursing this place out? Bro, slavery. You know? You're just getting whipped, robbed, murdered, you know? It's wickedness, man.
A bit more. It says, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Yeah, and guess why? You know why his soul's lost? Because to gain the world, you gotta join Satan's side, man. You know? The only time you see like a football pitch, you got the substitutes on the sideline getting ready. But that's you, man. You know, just getting ready to make your appearance for Satan as soon as you sign that contract, bro. When we sign the contract, you can't back out.
Yeah, and on the outside it looks glamorous.
Yeah.
You know?
He scored a free kick.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. But behind closed doors, they're bending over tables, man. They're getting pumped by Edomites, man.
In the football boots, man.
That's why a lot of these guys are committing suicide.
Yeah, they're offering themselves.
I'm like, man, what day was it? Like either Wednesday or some shit? Like 4 people dropped dead in the same day, man. A bunch of entities, that chef dropped dead.
Yeah, that chef.
Some actors dropped dead. I was like, in the morning, by 2 o'clock, I got 3 notifications. This guy's dead. I'm like, these men are dropping dead. And it's like, some of them ain't even, the chef was like, what, 60 something? He wasn't even that old. He still had time left. But that's why it's like, a lot of these guys, it's when you would get that deal, you're sacrificing certain things to attain it. And a lot of people don't have the perception. They don't know what they're getting into. And that's how Esau gets people, that ignorance.
And they're sold by the idea because Esau shows them lots of stuff, right? But they can't put that same motivation into the Lord because they can't see it. They don't believe in it. We believe in something we can't see. Right? A kingdom and everything that comes with it. Okay, but they can't see that, so they can't accept that. But they see Satan and what he has to offer. Just like when Satan came to Yahushua and showed him the kingdoms of the world.
I'm holding that.
Oh, you're holding that? You bring that in a second. But that's what they see, and that's what they go after. Because they believe Satan is the one that can do that for them.
Examples in the 300s, man, and Xerxes and man, him. You know, I want a uniform, you know, and he just there, you know, he's just getting.
Well, what did he want, man? This is the thing. Everyone has the station that they're ordained to, man. Whether David, whilst he was watching them sheep, he was a king. You know, when he slew that lion with a sling, he was a king. He was already, even before Samuel knocked at his door, he was ordained to be a king. He was set up. That was his express purpose. He was put on the earth for. And everyone got that set purpose. Saul was set up, even though whilst he was a king being lauded, he was set up to be wicked, man. He was of the 2/3. So these things, that's what people don't realize. They don't realize everyone's got a set station. Everyone's been ordained. Esau's gonna be the wicked. He's not gonna do anything else. And people that, if you don't realize that, hey, you might think, oh, someone's offering you all this fame, all these goodly, pleasant things. If you're not even, the thing is, a lot of people aren't even built for it. You might get all that, and then it's too much for you, man. That's why you're gonna have guys offering themselves just like, oh, I can't do all this pressure and just
all these guys are DMX, shit, man. You know, they win the lottery, they fucking drink themselves to death, they're fucking snorting coke to death, something to death. Death honors them, man.
DMX, man.
Oh, man.
Mama. You know, he's through, man.
He's done.
But this Jake at about 50, still performing X gonna give it to you.
Broke as
like, you gotta quit, man.
But that's because he's not built like that. The thing is, it's like what? I can't remember the scripture, but it's like something about a slack hand, man. If you do a money with a slack hand, then you just end up losing it, man.
Oh yeah.
I have to look at it. But it's like that's why it's like you give a degenerate money, he's gonna basically destroy himself with that.
That's why wisdom's beyond all things, man.
Yeah.
There's no point obtaining anything if you ain't got the wisdom to keep it or to how to use it properly.
Yeah, so even if you got broke, you gonna be 50. We've been going for the kingdom. In the kingdom, you know, gold, the streets are gonna be paved with gold. Ain't no one gonna be running out grabbing a paving stone to try and make it into a chapel. There ain't gonna be no need.
That's when no one cares about.
But right now, you know, if look, man, there's brothers could be going the hardest in the camp. Let some. Okay, now for the brother, go ahead. Let some gold block just go plink. Man, I'm gonna be killing someone to get that fat gold bar.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like we need to be built up and changed still, because certain things are too much, man. Certain men that's why you got certain kings, they lost their minds. Even Solomon, Yahushua, he ended up losing his mind over them women, man. And he was blessed with wisdom too. How about that? Not surprising.
Proverbs 10:4. He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand.
Yeah, he become poor that dealeth with a slack hand. So it's like if you ain't got the wisdom and how to approach your riches, because that's something as well. You consider that Abraham was rich, Job, they had riches, but there was wisdom in how you approach it, man. That's why there was contention about the grazing land. Because if you think you could get a nigga have 3,000 sheep, if you just think, whatever, don't need no grass, don't need no looking after.
Eat one every day.
Then a bunch of wolves come in and start tearing the thing up. Some of them start starving and dying. You don't share half of them and they just suffocate and roll over. They can't use their legs. Then all that's gonna come to naught.
Yep.
And the spiritual as well. That scripture also applies to the truth, man. When you're in the faith and you're just like,
well, it's money.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an investment. That's where you get them talents. What are you gonna do with it? You're gonna hide it in the earth, or you're gonna flip, chop, and change that money.
Right.
And because Yahushua is coming back. It's going, yo, what's your business say?
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, where's the interest at?
Yeah, man.
Where's the interest at? Because hey, that's
that.
and that's something as well. The ancient world, if you had someone, when you put someone over your house, you ain't putting him over your house so he can pop your wife and take a shit in your toilet. You put him over your house so he can do like what, just like how you built up that business, capitalism. Esau's corrupted that, but you're basically meant to be out there making money, man. Flipping that change. Flip.
The latter part of this verse, it says, "But the hand of the diligent maketh rich."
Yeah, the hand of the diligent. That's where you gotta apply that wisdom.
This is why you got to handle the truth. Because it's only the truth that's going to make us, give us the glory. Basically, by following the commandment.
Everything else seek ye the kingdom first. Everything else is added on.
Yeah.
That's why it says you go into one of our favorite scriptures in Sirach about the king, and he had his woman. No, I think she was just a concubine. All slapping him up and dashing the crown off his head and wearing the crown, disrespecting him, because he obviously didn't have the discernment to know how to operate in them situations.
Yeah.
That's why you got a lot of different ways and avenues within the world where if you don't have discernment, you don't have understanding, you're gonna find yourself in a ditch. Like the music industry. How many guys into the music industry? You get that fat deal. You see the guy the first year he's there, he's got the chaps on his kin. It's like, man's making all the money in the world. Then you see him like 5 years later. Oh, what are you doing? Yeah. Oh, he's still touring? What? But that guy made no investments. But then you got other people where like they actually know what to do with their money. They might diversify their business or whatever, or go into different fields, or get someone smart to fucking get them a business plan.
Yeah, the woman's the glory of a man. Isn't it?
But hey, that's why it's like everything. There's discernment, man. It's like if you actually understand how women work, then you can maneuver around with a woman, and it's not going to have the same impact on you as another guy that might be drowning in pussy, but then he's getting fucking STDs every other week. He's getting hell, his baby moms coming and slapping him up. This guy at work getting fired because he's just like, he's uppercutting his baby moms at work.
This is Matthew 13 and 22. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word.
You don't say. Amazing. I did not see that coming.
Matthew 13 and 22. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful.
Yeah, the care of the world and the deceitfulness of riches. Now riches comes in myriad ways. You got guys, they might get the riches of witchcraft, but I'm like, okay, you can, congratulations, you got into witchcraft, you found out how to do some spells, the shit works, it's fun, it's great. But you know, okay, what in the long term, what's that gonna do for you? You getting into powers you don't understand and defiling your own spirit.
What was it in Jeremiah? It says about Esau standing by his enchantments.
Yeah,
you know,
stand
if you shall save them.
Yeah.
There ain't gonna do nothing in that day, man. Satan's not even gonna be with you in that day.
Isaiah.
Oh, is
That's in Isaiah 47.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so stand now with those enchantments. You know, all the that's why women get into that a lot.
Stand now with that enchantments.
All these different things. It's like, you're looking into that, and there's wisdom in that. Because Issachar, they used to get into the stargazing, all kinds of different things, for telling times, calendars. There's various realms to get into. But
they can read them back.
But this is the thing, this is why the truth is at the center. Anything you need the discernment to cut the wickedness from the righteous and how to approach it. Because you can get into something and you just get too deep. And then you're just losing yourself and then you're drowning over an overabundance of water. And then you're lost. Then all that you were meant to get from it, now you know it's not being gained. Yeah. Because it's like if you're on the world and you're dead broke all the time, that's not going to work for you. But then if you start thinking about, okay, all I'm thinking about is getting that money. I need to make sure I've got all the money in the world on lock. Then you're just going to lose yourself too, man. You got to have a balance.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what the truth gives you, that capability to even discern that.
Precept. Luke 12 and 20. But God said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee.
Tackworm sword.
Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward God.
Yeah, you look at them tombs, Valley of the Kings, the tombs of the pharaohs. Man, they've got all the gold, all the riches in there. Where's it now? Actually, it's in the National History Museum, man.
I know it got stolen out of Germany.
Oh, yeah. You see that? I didn't see that. That sounds like what do you call it? Fucking Ocean's 12.
No, there was a heist in Germany. There was a heist in Germany.
Sounds like it's going to be a museum.
There are billions of
ancient
artifacts
gone.
Can't even sell them.
On the black market, the guy just got in his back room somewhere. He goes in his basement. It's there. It's like But hey, that's all that all that accumulation of wealth. What's it go to? That's why he had Solomon saying, I'm going to accumulate all this. Then I'm gonna drop dead. My retard of a son is gonna get. And then what did Rehoboam do when he got it? He lost a shitload of it. This guy was like, yo, I'm gonna be fucking you guys harder than my dad was fucking Bathsheba. I'm like, nigga, come on. Oh wait, wrong one. Bathsheba was it? Yeah. But I don't know. What's the name of one of Solomon's wives? Yeah, damn up. Let's fuck with that, man. So yeah, he said I'm gonna fuck you harder than my mom was getting fucked. I'm like, and then it's like, that's the lack of wisdom, man. Because even with rulership, there's wisdom. That's why you just can't have it. You can't just have a nigger and stick him on the throne. It ain't gonna work. And even to maintain a kingdom. It's like prosperity is increase, man. So for you to basically get in, and then it's like, okay, there's a certain amount, you're meant to be like, okay, over the course of my years as ruler, I'm gonna increase that. Then you gotta think about, okay, how am I gonna make it so, okay, what crops are we gonna be working? What lands are we gonna be going to? How the people gonna be moving? All these different things, logistics of being a ruler. A nigga don't know that shit. But we've been built up to be kings. These are the things that we're in the kingdom. All these matters are going to be being addressed. That's what it means to be a ruler and a king, man. Now think about it. That's why it says like, if a man can't rule his own house, how's he meant to be a leader? Because if you can't even get, if you can't even get your wife or your son to behave, then how are you going to get whole entire like lands and armies of people to to respect you? That's why it's like you start a lot of things on a smaller scale, more personal scale. It applies on a higher magnitude. You being able to deal with someone in person can then be like, okay, now if you're dealing with between two different countries, you can apply some of them same skills. But these are things that the average monkey Negro is not going to be able to receive.
This is Ecclesiasticus 14:3. Riches are not comely for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money?
Yeah, riches aren't comely for a niggard, man. Because that's a problem Esau has. Esau has that insatiable greed, man, that bottomless desire to possess everything. And that's just a retarded way to go about things. The Lord said from day Dizar, when there was a table of nations, the land got chopped up. And then you go into what? Is it Deuteronomy? Where it says he set the bounds of the nations according to the number of the children of Israel, I believe. I could be wrong. So basically there was boundaries set. People were separated, everyone had their land, everyone had their lot. So there's an order to things. And if you're just gonna have greed, I just want everything, then that order's gonna go out the window. And then you're gonna have to deal with the consequences. Because what you got now, you even get Obadiah. Because it says what all these nations, how do they feel? They've been having their land nabbed. A good example is the West Bank, man. Gaza Strip and the West Bank. That was, they made the deal. It was meant to be, okay, this is Palestine, this is Israel, you guys do you. Then the Israelis just went into the West Bank, blew them motherfuckers up, and started building resorts. And now you got the US saying, well, you should just accept them. Them resorts, well, they built them. What can you do, Palestine? Just look, that's Israel now, accept it. That's why these guys are trying to blow them guys up non-stop.
This is Obadiah chapter 1 and 2.
So you can skip down just to
This is Obadiah chapter 1 and 7.
You find it short out?
This is it says all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Yeah, the men that were at peace with thee. Because anyone that's done a deal with Esau, they've come off on the short side, man. Because they realize, this guy is a fucking low-life piece of shit. He was meant to, they thought he was a man of honor. And that's the thing, is Esau's built that image of being a so-called man of honor, mainly just because he stole Jake's history, man. You go into a lot of that Middle Ages, that Dark Ages history, all them honorable duels, wars, all the nightly customs, all these different things, the gentlemanly customs. It was Jake that developed a lot of that shit. And then Esau's basically just supplanted it. That's why as soon as Esau comes in, the whole vibe changes. Because when Esau came in, it's about deception. You're going out to other lands, building up empires, and then doing what? Raping, robbing, taking all the goods, and basically using that to build. That's that insatiable greed coming in.
And it says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
Because if you consider what happened after Brexit, they're saying, we're gonna build up the Commonwealth links. We're gonna get the chickens from Nigeria, them gorilla armed chickens from Nigeria, the cheetah leg. Man, talking about some bushmeat, talking about some chicken, nigga. But that's what they said. They're saying, to build up these other links. What's that? That's what came from the British Empire. So blood, conquest, murder, and theft. That's really what it is. So they're thinking that's to their advantage. But really, it's that ruin. Everyone's looking for that moment, that payback. Because it's not, these things aren't too long ago. A good example is like between Japan and China and Korea. Because World War II, Japan, them guys, they fucked them guys over, man. To this day, they still ain't apologized for the shit they did. Because they got nuked, now they can play the victim. But hey, then just like other nations, don't forget, Jake out here half asleep. But even some of Jake ain't forgotten. And the thing is ultimately the Lord don't forget. Because that's the thing is the judgments. If it's if there's still red in the ledger, the Lord's gonna require that payment. And that's why it's like all the everything's gonna be when the kingdom's set up, it's all gonna be balanced out, man. We're gonna have that nice balance check. Jake's gonna be in power, and we're gonna be roundhouse kicking, the heathen.
He says, there is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understand now the man of Esau?
Yeah, the Lord's basically gonna make Esau walk himself into the trap. Because the thing is now if you consider, these elites are actually orchestrating all this discord, orchestrating, fomenting a war, basically trying to build all these things up to their advantage. They think it's going to be on them that come out as the victors. But that's because the Lord basically darkened. It's just like with when you had the council in 2 Kings, I believe it was, where the angel was like, who's going to go out and deceive the prophets? Right now, Esau's prophets and seers have been deceived. Because it said what? Stand now with thine enchantments, with all those all guys on the left-hand side getting into all these different forms of mysticism and witchcraft. They're the ones that basically Esau's using to give them the green light on what schemes to go forth with. But they've been deceived.
And it says, and the mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the man of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Yeah, the mighty men. Because one of the Esau's biggest boast is that military prowess. Now they say it's the most advanced military, blah blah blah, the deadliest thingy in the world. Because Esau said when my guy Oppenheimer, when the nuke, the A-bomb played, he said what? I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Because he's thinking like he's actually attained a power that's just like, this is holy, like incomparable levels of power. It was utilized. But what they don't realize is even that's to their detriment. All these different things, Esau's been caught in a snare, in a trap, by his own nature, man, because he's the wicked. Because he lacks that fundamental understanding, he lacks faith. And that's how he's been from the beginning. You go back to the time of Cain and Abel, he was a piece of shit. This nigga up here, putting a few leaves, blades of grass, and a rotten apple, and saying like, that ain't a sacrifice? What's going on? Then he's getting pissed off and taking out Abel. Then he comes back as Esau, same thing. Man sells his birthright because he despised it. The scriptures claim he despised it. That's why he's a lowlife, he's a piece of shit. It's his own nature, and that's where it has led him into his judgment. What's happened now is the Lord had mercy where he's had a kingdom, he's had a rulership for 500 odd years. What's he done in that time? Run everything into the ground. Everything's been destroyed. The society, the morals of the people have been degenerated. Being a low life is just looked at as like, oh wow, you're just doing you.
It's the best thing ever, really.
Yeah, low life. Just like anytime you say like, oh well, anytime you try and put any limit or boundary or kind of form or order, people just are like, oh, but why would you? How can everyone should just But then if you say, okay, well, why don't I just go out and kill 100 million people then? Does that, is everyone, of course there needs to be limits and boundaries, but Esau's basically putting everyone's mind to do as thou wilt.
Yep.
So that, everyone feels like they have a right to basically do whatever the hell they want. And the thing is for the minute, Esau's given. The thing is Esau's actually he's co-signed that. You can go out and do whatever. Women can go out and do whatever the hell they want, man. Whether they want to eat some pussy, I don't know, pop men up the arse with a strap on. Anything they want to do, they can do. Anything they can imagine, they can do.